my creative friends, and welcome back to Zen and Creativity YouTube channel, your daily source of artistic inspiration during the Inktober Tangles 2023. I'm Yehudit Steinberg, your Certified Zentangle Teacher, and it's an absolute delight to be here with you once again. If you're enjoying our videos, please consider liking, subscribing, and ringing that bell of notification so you never miss a moment of creative exploration. We're dedicated to making the Zentangle method accessible to everyone, whether you're a beginner or an experienced tangler. No question is too small, so feel free to ask us in the comments. And better yet, don't forget to join our lively Sunday virtual art lab. It's a perfect place to connect with like-minded artists from around the world and get your questions answered. You can get all that information in the description of this video. And for your convenience, I have now added chapters in the video descriptions so you can easily jump to the step out or follow the pattern drawing step by step. Check the video description for quick navigation. For your convenience, I've added chapters in the video description so you can easily jump to the step out or follow the pattern drawing step by step. Check the video description for quick navigation. Join us live this Sunday on Zoom when we draw the pattern for day 22, Sendeo, together. Register on Eventbrite. Link is in the description for the Sunday Art Lab meetups. We have a growing group from all over the globe. But before we dive into today's tangles, let's take a moment to revisit the beautiful patterns we've explored in the past few days. On day 17, we learned Acropolis, an Athens, Greece-inspired tangle, followed by Zuto on day 18, a Japanese-inspired tangle meaning eternity. Day 19, we learned one of the basic grid and drama tangles, Knightsbridge, an original tangle from Zentangle Inc. It's always a pleasure to learn and create together. Now let's get started with introducing today's tangle, Kalooa, deconstructed by Nina Dreher. This tangle is a beginner tangle. I've created a step out for easy learning and follow me along step by step as we construct a blossom tangle from this new pattern. Categories for this tangle, Kalooa, are blossom and leaf. We'll learn how to draw the leaf and then create a blossom. First, I'll show you the step out. And remember, for your convenience, I've added chapters in the video description so you can jump to the step out or follow the pattern drawing step by step. Check the video description for quick navigation. Well, here we are on the studio desktop, and as you can see, the step out is in front of you, as well as a 2-inch bijou tile of Kalooa in a blossom form, and the bijou 2-inch tile that I am going to draw on today. Now, if this is your first time here, remember we do have a beginner's guide that you receive when you sign up for the Sunday Eventbrite. And I have templates. And in those templates, I have a template for the step out, and I have practice sheets with 2-inch squares. And I have a 31 space mandala that you can use to place one tangle a day for 31 days. And you have a beautiful piece of artwork. Here's an example of my Inktober Tangles 2023 watercolor background in the first 7 days. Now let's take a look at the supplies I'm going to use today. I have a graphite that I used for sketching. I have a Micron 01 that is my pen for the day. I have a graphite pencil, and I have 2 different blending stumps. One is for small areas, and the other one is for larger areas. And I will probably be using a gold gel at the end. Now is the time to take a screenshot of today's pattern, Kalooa. The category for this tangle, Kalooa, is a blossom, and it can be put in as a leaf. We are going to first draw the leaf, and then we're going to create a blossom in today's lesson. This is an easy pattern. Follow along step by step. However, it does need your focus, and I've created an easy way to keep track. Let's create this tangle together. We are drawing a blossom, which is 4 leaves put together. And beginners, do not get frustrated during the Inktober challenge learning process. Follow me step by step. Create a copy of the step out on your practice sheet you get when you register for the beginner's guide that comes with the Sunday meetup registration. It really helps to understand the elements of the pattern, and not all the patterns in the 31 days are beginner patterns. We have a beginner series that starts in November, and that will have videos once a week that are beginner tangles, and we will have a beginners virtual Zoom art lab that follows every Sunday, and you can join in with us then as well. Now I'm going to start with the Zentangle 4 dots in the corner. Then the next step is to connect and create a border. Notice we turn our tile and keep our hand in the same place, which allows us to have the best angle for our lines. So I've created a border, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to approximate the center, and I'm going to give a dot, and then I will draw a line. I'll turn my tile. I'll approximate again. And now I have created I have a grid that I'm going to build the leaf. First, I'm going to build this leaf, and then we'll end up coming over and creating the leaf 4 times to create a blossom tangle. So here's step 1. It's an S curve. So I'm going to give myself an S curve. I'm going to leave a little space here. We'll see how we fill that in. Then I'm going to come on to the other side, and I'm going to give it another S curve. So that's step 2. Now I'm going to come to step 3. I'm going to give a little C curve on either side. And you can make this wider and I made it fairly narrow on this one. And then we're going to come and we're going to give us a little bit of an S curve here. And we're going to join it here. That's the leaf. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my tile, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start, I might make this one a little bit wider, still leaving a little bit of space. And then we'll join these. And then I'm going to turn it again. And I'm going to start and make another leaf. And we'll do this one more time. Down, I'll turn. I guess I'm turning it. And now we have the starting of our blossom tangle. So now we're starting to embellish. And I have the space in between here, and I'm going to draw an orb and fill that space. And then I'm going to come and I'm going to aura. This is your not perfect Zen. I'm going to turn again. And I'm going to aura all the way around. But I'm not doing the aura here. I'm just doing it around the S curve, the leaf part, leaving that bottom to sit with that beautiful orb in it for the moment. Once I come around and have this last aura, then I'm going to take my tile and I'm going to look at it, because we're building this one line at a time, and at the end of each step I like to sit back and take a look at what I've created and get a sense of what is the next step. Okay, so I'm going to try something here in inner or right here. And then I'm going to give it some line work to start to establish a little bit of interest. I'm going to turn my tile. And I'm going to work all the way around. And I think this works nicely on the ones that are a little bit wider. It'll work out anyway. But it's good to note, especially in the initial times that you're creating this pattern, when you're still really just learning what works best and how to adjust it in different ways. And as you can see, I'm doing something a little bit different on this one than I did on the last one. So we're going to finish this up. What ideas do you have? And if you want more ideas, a good thing to do is, once you've learned the basic pattern, is to go and check around and see what some of the other Zentangle artists have done that are showing you how to create these patterns during Inktober. So I've got this one left, and I'm going to come all right. So what do I do next? Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of things here. In this V shape, we have what we call rounding. So I'm going to round this and give it a little bit of ink. It helps for that petal to start to stand out. I'm going to do that over here. I put a little extra weight under this. You can see I've already put it there, but I'm going to give some weight here. Almost looks like, well, it actually looks like a cross. So I love playing with these tangles is fragments, which is what we've just done. We put 4 parts of this pattern to the same pattern together and created another pattern. I'm going to give it some line weight here. All right. So I think you've gotten the idea of that. Now I'm going to look at the center. And that center, I am going to give it some contrast. And the contrast goes like this. Come in here and I'm going to color this in. And here's the thing about the darks and lights. The darkest dark and the lightest light, that's where your eye is going to hit first when it looks at the page, at your work. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a little gold. Right in the center. So people will be looking at that center. I'm going to also give it a little flicker here. Gonna have a petal light, and then I'm going to stick a little bit of this graphite in the center and come in with my blending stump. You know, if you don't have one of these blending stumps, and I do have some recommendations for them in my supply list, which you get when you join the Eventbrite Sunday Lab. But if you don't, you could use a toothpick. And so now there's probably a lot that I could do with this. I think for the moment, I think what I want to do is give a little more, show you a little more. I'm going to stick a dot here and a dot here, here, and here on this little thin guy that I made over there. And then I'm going to, I just love my gold. Give it, well, you know what? I could have given it a little bigger dot, but that's what we have right now. And I'm going to come along here on the sides, inside where we hatched, done this ink hatching, inside, thin line, take this little guy here, give it a little bit of dimension. And it's starting to take shape. What else would you do with this? Well, there's a couple of things that I'm going to do just to give it a little bit of contrast. I'm going to shade this background here. I will do that all the way around, and then I'm going to call it a day and let you go and practice and explore. And hey, on Sunday, bring what you've created. Bring your questions if you don't have, if you get stuck. Bring your artwork. Show us how you innovated, what your embellishments were for this tangle, Kalooa. It's really a lot of fun, and you can play with it in a number of ways. So I really like this tangle, and I think it's something that you can create and with relative ease. So there we go. We have Kalooa Tangle Day 20 in the Inktober Tangles 2023 challenge. If you're enjoying our tutorials and haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. It helps us reach more creative people like yourself. Don't forget about our Sunday virtual art lab. This Sunday, we are drawing the tangle for day 22, Syndeo, together. You can ask your questions and get them answered. Syndeo in Greek means bind or tied together. Bring your supplies to the virtual meeting. And the link is in the description if you haven't already signed up. We're growing a vibrant community where we learn, share, and grow together. Check the description for details. Oh, and don't forget I've added chapters in the video description so you can easily jump to the step out or follow the pattern drawing step by step. Check the video description for quick navigation. As we look ahead, mark your calendars for our upcoming beginner series that's starting in November. Starting in November, our Sunday Art Lab on Zoom starts its Beginners Zen Sunday. Easy pattern demonstrations you can draw with me. Registration opens this Sunday, the 23rd. It's the perfect opportunity to deepen your Zentangle practice. Plus, for those who'd like to show your extra support and buy us a virtual cup of coffee, please visit our coffee.com tip jar. Your support keeps this creative space going. Well, that's it for today's tangle exploration. Remember, there's no behind, just a world of creativity ahead. Stay inspired, and we'll see you on day 21 learning Enoch. It's a beginner's tangle and fun to learn. This is Yehudit Steinberg with Zen and Creativity YouTube channel. Happy tangling!